This news update is brought to you by...
Hi, I'm Red Plastic Bag. Anyone who knows me knows I don't like cold. Sunshine reigns in my country. I love it.
Catch the sun power.
This is the 6 p.m. Barbados Today update for Monday, December the 16th, 2013. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. A leading regional political scientist is not ruling out the likelihood of a devaluation of the Barbados dollar. In fact, Neville Duncan says it's a real possibility. He also believes that Barbados, which entered into a structural adjustment program with the International Monetary Fund in the 1990s, is headed back into the clutches of the IMF. And he's warning that the situation is more dire than it was back then.
It is worse because these are now actual layoffs. At that time, the government could have called upon public servants to say, hey, look, take a pay cut. Right, and we'll pay you back with interest when the time comes, when things get better. And that was an excellent strategy at the time. There's no promise that can be made, because you can only make that kind of promise if you show you're clear what initiatives you have taken will yield new jobs, new types of jobs to keep the Barbadian economy going. And it seems obvious to me that there hasn't been that new and added dimension yet to the Barbadian economic development strategy.
Duncan also compared the economic situation to that which faced Dominica in the early 2000s, saying Barbados is definitely worse off. And while there is more than enough blame to go around, he is adamant that Barbados' economic challenges did not develop overnight. And he has urged trade unions, the private sector and the political opposition to get on board with the government as it seeks to maneuver through an extremely painful fiscal period. Meantime, Prime Minister Frendel Stewart is rejecting any band-aid solutions to the fiscal problems facing the country. He made the comment ahead of a meeting today with the National Union of Public Workers to discuss public service layoffs. The country's leader is insisting that reducing the number of workers to be retrenched will not solve the problem.
We have a systemic challenge. It is just untenable for you to be spending 55 cents out of every dollar you earn on paying wages and salaries. 10.3% of your gross domestic product and wages, that's the highest in the Caribbean. It's just untenable.
3,000 public servants will be sent home between January and March next year. Stop begging for handouts. That's what Industry Minister Donville Innes is telling local hoteliers who are seeking the same concessions as the Sanders Group from government. Innes says hoteliers need to instead to focus on being more innovative.
You go to restaurants in Barbados, generally speaking, and quite frankly, you could be in a restaurant in New York City, in London, in Beijing, in any other part of the world, any developed society in the world. We have to ask ourselves what makes us different from others, what makes us unique. And part of it is the food we produce and the way in which that food can be prepared for consumption.
In sports now, Christchurch East Central are the winners of the David Thompson Memorial Constituency Council's Football Classic. The team defeated St. Michael South East 2-1 in the finals played at the Kensington Oval last night. Earlier in the night, St. George South placed third in the competition after they defeated two-time champions, the City of Bridgetown, 4-2 on penalty kicks.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
McInerney Quality and Consolidated Finance invite you to trade in your old car for a new one. So, bring your car and come to McInerney Quality in Wildy. That's right, all trade-ins are welcomed. Any make or model we'll trade towards your new car. Plus, you get 2 years free insurance when you purchase a Kia, Mazda or Ford. And with on-the-spot financing by Consolidated Finance, you can drive away with something new. So, bring your car and come to McInerney Quality in Wildy. All trade-ins are welcome.
In the region, Liat is blaming high winds for the cancellation of flights and baggage delays to St. Vincent and Dominica. Acting CEO Julie Reefer-Jones says the company's aircraft have tailwind limitations and are not permitted to take off or land when winds are beyond certain limits. On the international scene, construction workers at a World Cup football stadium in Brazil are on strike. They are demanding better safety conditions after a worker fell more than 100 feet to his death on Saturday. All high work had already been halted by a court order on the weekend. It's not clear when the contractors will resume work. Half of the 12 stadiums being built for the tournament are behind schedule. That's our 6 p.m. update. Join us again at 7 a.m. tomorrow. In the meantime, log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper, and like us on Facebook to get more news and sports. I'm Emmanuel Joseph.
This news update brought to you by...
Hi, I'm Red Plastic Bag. Anyone who knows me knows I don't like cold. Sunshine reigns in my country. I love it.
Get your sun power.